Right. Here we go. Right. Let me vitamin drink. And what can we do here? It's raining. It's a rainy day. I've worked on that one. I'm trying to get this one going too. I'm going to try and get a few of my big paintings going a bit. We'll try with a little bit of, get a little bit of violet in here. This actual painting's over the Barmah Forest, over near the Barmah Caravan Park down the back of it. Two beautiful trees, beautiful misty morning. My little girl was with me at that time. She was running around with frosty hands, taking photos. Yeah, it was a good morning. Yeah, really good, nice little spot. These are warriors, these trees. They're really, really old trees. They've done their test of time. And beautiful subtle colours around. It was early in the morning, you know, not early, but the sun was up and it was starting to bust through the mist and creating a lot of beautiful little colours around, subtle colours on the ground, and had a nice light to it in the side of the front. And I'm going to try and capture that. I've just got to work out and make sure I get them values right, the colours, and little sparkles from what I gather, what I learn on YouTube, you know. So yeah, a little bit of scrubbing, which I've done a fair bit of, you know, and sort of glazing and things like that. Yeah, I like glazing things at times. I've known that one for a long time. But I don't always. But it just all depends on the painting. Sometimes I get sick of them, and I want to get in there and give it a nice warm wash or something, or even cool wash for that matter, and then play my colours through that. And yeah, sometimes it sparkles. I know why the masters used to do it for those reasons, and who knows? You know, I may even glaze this, but I don't think so. I think the misty morning is doesn't really need too much in there. It sort of seems to be working, but there's a lot of playing around with paintings, you know, like especially this size. You know, you move things around and texture and you know, a little bit of blending and just moving your colours around, just trying to get some colour in there that really works well with it, you know. I mean, it's no good copying the photos I've got, because the photos are really not that good. They show me that it's a misty morning, but and give me the basic idea of the thing, but other than that, you've just got to use your artistic creation and creating and build it up yourself. It is magic, you know. Like I might take a series of photos. You know, I'm working 3 or 4 photos in the painting, so I can change it around and do what I want. But at the end of the day, you know, painting and landscaping's free. Well, everything's free to paint. You know, I mean, the freedom. I mean, you know, like you can move things around. It's like the artist is working with Mother Nature. And you know, I'm allowed to do what I feel it's right. You know, I mean, emotionally, you know, with all the depression and things like that, I seem to paint all right. I don't know why. You know, I couldn't really paint that well years ago. Even in depression, it would be depressing and muddy and dirty looking. And now you know, I get a bit of a sparkle in my painting, even in depression. You know, maybe that's why it makes me feel good. You know, it really is a magic way of life, you know, and so vast. Like one tiny touch of a colour can change the whole atmosphere of the painting. And this scrubbing, you know, just moving a bit of paint around just in the background, trying to to get a bit of movement, or not movement, but make it a little bit busy in the background rather than just having a bit of mist there. Being able to see through the mist. And yeah, it's just trial and error. Put a bit of paint on, try it works. If it sits well and works, leave it there, or do some more. Yeah, I'm not using a big brush. I don't even know whether that'd be a number 12 or number 10, something like that. Worn out bloody, what's the round ones? I don't even know the names. I just don't work like that. I just, most of my stuff's done with instinct. Yeah, instinct. And even my colours and although that I'm starting to learn a lot about colour today. I've always, for many years, I've worked in just my blues, blue, red, and yellows, and a couple of earth colours. And yeah, if anyone knows Doug Seeley, an Australian painter, buddy. Yeah, I've got all those sort of things out of his books actually, and I've always worked towards that. It makes the brain easy to work with a simple, basic colour pattern rather than having a whole pile of different colours on the palette. Then the brain becomes confused, and it makes it hard to learn. So if you sort of have those basic primaries and couple of earth colours or something like that, your brain can sort of cope with that, and you can remember some of the stuff that you're doing rather than having unknown greens and different types of greens and things like that. You put them in your paint, and then you get confused with them. And when you get into the paint, you don't even know what paint you're bloody using because you've got that many different greens that you've mixed up on your palette. So yeah, it's about a matter of keeping your paint clean, but you'll keep it clean if you're working with just your primary colours and your white. Try to keep the white out as long as you can. I've heard that on YouTube quite a few times, but I mean, you don't want your paint too milky anyhow. So when you're learning, it looks pretty good anyhow. I mean, I think a milky looking paint looks really good, but after a while you can sort of understand that it's nice to have the darks and lights, and sometimes when we're learning to paint, we're a little bit scared to go too dark, or that we're always trying to chase the light, to spark us up, but you've also got to get the darks down there too, so that it helps. They both work. The darks help work the lights, and the lights help the darks. If they're put in their right places, and that the painting works. Anyhow, I mean, I don't want to bore you with my little bit of stuff, but I tell you, I'm going to have to turn the rain back on for a bit and see what Pete the Painter's got installed to say. Let's have a go, eh? Let's see. Yeah, no, the rain is cutting down the sound on the talk, and so I have to put a bit on the tape anyhow. But I'm still scrubbing. It's there's a lot of work goes into a painting, more than people. You hear people say, "Oh, how long does it take to do a painting?" Well, yeah, look, you can wash a painting in and paint a painting in a couple of hours or something like that, a little one. But like paintings this size, I can wash it in 10 minutes, the painting itself, and maybe even put a first coat wash of colour over a painting in a short period of time. But it slows down as you're going along, because as you're going through the painting, there's more and more and more to do all the time, because you're testing things out and you're working things, you're seeing it's changing things around, and it's not just like it is when you start the painting and you do the composition and you put in your first wash of colour and stuff like that. I call that first wash of colour composition. It's sort of something that I put in the painting, and I take it near where I want the colour, and then I've got my composition. and I've also got that composition of colour, so I've got something to work with when I go back in there at my second sitting. I've got to, I can refine a bit more paint onto the canvas, and just start slowly do textures and get it ready for a bit of texture, and then come back through with your highlights and stuff like that. Try and hold off. I've gone in here with the highlights because I can't help myself. But I also want to try and get the values working right in the trunks of the tree so that so it's really sitting there, and you really want to look at it, and if you get those values right, that's what happens, you get, you get interested in looking in it, you'll want to look at the painting because it amazes your brain, so. Yeah, playing around a little bit with that scrubbing, and and I'll spend the next hour or so doing that. But this is, I don't know how long. This is probably about a 30 minutes, 35 minutes or something of working on this painting today, and I've got a few other things to put on here, but. I don't know. That rain is stopping me from talking, because I can't hear myself talk in the actual photo. Alright. Make this a little bit bluer. Nice and soft. Nice and soft. And pastel. I'm gonna, yeah, okay. A little bit of dry paint there. We're going to even put that. It was a very cold morning, so those shadows will be blue. Those shadows there. And even those shadows will do. So we can put those in there. I don't know where I'm going, but I know I've got to get some cool violet down here in this grass, down in the bottom part here. Because it's looking. I need to get that. It's not a frosty morning, but it was a cold morning. So we need to have some of that blue violet around in there. We'll always use that reflection of the light from the sky and that reflecting onto the soil. And maybe a little bit more. Then I think we can even put it over this foliage because I reckon it'll come a bit heavy. And sometimes when I bucket things up to go a little bit too far with things, I lose interest in it. Now I'm going to try and get myself motivated and try and get myself back into finishing a couple of those big paintings. So I'll put them on YouTube. I feel like I'm accountable for what I do. I'm not, but I feel like I am. So it's working with me at the moment. Yeah, it's working with me at the moment. I can sort of do my thing. I don't know why I've got those in the hand. They're not even the pictures of the paintings. This one is. And when I look at this, very faintly photoed, but what we can do is we might put, go down there, Peter. Go down there, Peter. Try and get some of that up in there. And we'll try and get this back to where this should be. This should be coming up there. Yeah, and they are. They've got some of those pointy. I should get a little bit of burnt sienna, I think. I like a little bit of burnt sienna in that Yep, we get a little bit of raw sienna in that. I'm going to go and make a cup of coffee. So I'll clip that back on. But I'm finding it interesting, but I need to work over the whole painting to try and get myself back into it. It's no good working in one spot. You need to a little bit here, a little bit there, and slowly work your painting so that you feel good as it's coming along. There. I'm going to go and make a cuppa. Yeah, I'm going to make a cuppa, and I'm just going to see how that is there. Work on that trunk bit. Yeah, I may even need to go a bit even bluer again down in that ground there because it was a very cold morning. There, here we are, doing a bit more, what we need is some of that raw sienna. of raw sienna. A little bit of orange. Right. I don't know what I'll do here. Try a little bit of glasses. Put that over there. Out the way. Okay, so we don't need that one. What we do need is that. And I've lost that other picture. Yeah, well, cold, wet day here in Victoria on the border, and we're going to try and get some of that. What do we got? A little bit of that, a little bit of that, a little bit of orange. What do you think, mate? Raw sienna, that's the one we need. A bit of raw sienna. Okay. Okay, a little bit of raw sienna in there. Right. Yep. I don't really think we need any of that. I think we need to get rid of that other dot. Put that in there. That's better. Okay. what we're doing here, but I'm going to go. I got it just how it goes. These, around there like that.